Hey, how's it going everybody, and welcome back to an original X4 videos back on Battlefield 4. This is the crux of my channel right here. So we've had well over 1,000 people come in just the last few months, and you guys will have never seen a proper X4 video. You've seen the X4 weapon reviews, seen like the 100 kill challenge on Star Wars Battlefront, stuff like that. I've had a few twists and things on the X4, but not an original X4 video. This is when you probably remember, if you guys have seen How to Start a Gaming Channel, one of the points I'm making there is that you need to have something original, you need to be creative, and you need to, I reckon, coming up with your own sort of, your own series, your own ideas, and your own actual, group of videos is a really great way to do it, and this was mine. This is basically this was the heart and soul of my channel for a very long time, the X4 series. So let's get into, I'm gonna have to start again. Here's how it works. So basically, I would play 4 games on Battlefield 4, and we'll be trying to reach a total of 40,000 points. So that's an average of 10,000 points. Now, you'll see at the very bottom, you've got the score on the left, you've got the total on the right. Now, the total, we'll be going through highlights of all 4 of the games that I've played. On your right, you see the total score. So we're trying to get that total of 40,000. And you'll see the score for the current game's highlights on the left at the very bottom of your screen there. So you can see in the very first game here on Gold Railway. And in this game, very first game, haven't really exactly got a total yet, but we scored 10,859. So we made the 10,000 points that we needed. Now, there have been some big changes to Battlefield 4 since my last X4 video, and really that is to the scores. So points for capturing objectives has gone way up. Points for, just things, basically, if you're playing the objective, your score is going to go flying upwards, and it's with that I think I'm going to have to pump up the X4 series. If we do another one of these, if you guys really like these videos, I don't really care. I'm going to do another X4 video. We're going to be pumping it up to 50,000 points. 50,000 points is going to be my next X4 video, because I think the 40,000 points just isn't enough anymore. I think I think I can easily make 10,000 points, especially with how the game actually plays out now. Gold Railway was a pretty cool example. You'll see at the very start how hard it was to actually push for some of those objectives. So we were only around 10,000 points, but I really had to push. I really had to work. I had to spend a lot of time at each objective, taking out a lot of vehicles and things like that, which is to be expected on Gold. It's a huge map, very vehicle orientated, and so I had to go in as an engineer. I had to be very careful what I was doing. The game we're just going into now, though, on Lansing Dam, 15,000 points, and surprisingly, this is the game that I got the least kills out of all of them. This was like, so you'll probably see here, the highlights are actually a lot shorter. There's a lot of, few second clips of me just picking off some kills and things like that. But halfway through this game, I had 7,500 points with 4 kills. 4 kills, 7,500 points, and that is all thanks to this new score. In saying that, though, it's not too good for my highlights, in the sense that me sneaking around with absolutely nothing happening around me, just capping objectives, trying to sneak around the back, I would cap an objective, hop into a vehicle, and just go hop into a quad bike or a truck, just go flying to another objective. And because it's not worth, I think I'd like to see more points for defending objectives, for staying around captured objectives, because for me, I'm trying to go for a high score. I'm not really playing for the win. I'm not playing for my team. I'm playing to try and pick up the biggest score as I possibly can, which I think I kind of did in this game, but the only problem is, I'm not going for kills. What I'm doing is, if I capture an objective and we've got some stuff there, I'm going to take my 400 points for capping that objective, and I'm out of there. I don't care if there's any enemies there. There's no points for me staying around getting kills. I am much better off going off to an empty objective, capping it, coming back, capping that objective. You know what I mean? So what would happen is, I'd cap an objective, I'd head off, I'd cap another one. By the time I've capped that one, the one I really recently just captured has probably been retaken again, so I'd go and capture that one. Meanwhile, the enemies have headed to where I just were, and so on and so forth. I'm going where the enemies aren't, and I'm just trying to pick off as many objectives as I can, capture, and I think that's what happened really well in this game. I was able to sneak around, absolutely amazing, and this is the highest score that we scored in this X4 video, and that was simply from going around objective to objective, things like that. But like I say, that's why there's not so many highlights for this game, in the sense that it's just a few kills, a few things like that. There's a couple of passages of play. A lot of these are actually, because I didn't die a lot, in the sense that I wasn't copping much combat, so a lot of the ones on Lansing Dam, actually just chop-ups of me in one life, and just, I was really just defending myself, not going for kills, but if anyone comes at me, I'm going to take them down to make sure I can cap that objective, but my main focus is that I have that objective captured. So the next one was on Zavod 311. Look at that, exactly 10,000 points, exactly 10,000, but you can probably see what's going on with the total score now. We're now at 35,881. We need, what, just over 4,000 points to reach that 40,000 total. And I can tell you now, we did get that total. So this game on Zava 311 was a little, I wouldn't say tricky, but it was not hard in the sense that there was not really a lot happening. Our team was sort of getting taken down for a lot of the game. Of course, another thing there is if you win the game, the points bonus has gone up to around about 3,000 points, I believe. So if you win the game, if your team wins, your points are going to go way up. And so I'm much better off making sure like, we have those objectives held, making sure we have the objectives captured, I should say. Usually what will happen is if I'm playing by myself though is I'm going to cap an objective. 90% of the time my teammates are going to stick around and defend because everyone else is just going for kills because that's what gamers do. But for me, I'm going for a high score. I'm capping objectives. If one goes missing, you know, I need to capture it hard because my teammates are not going to go cap it. I have to cap it. Some people spawn on me. They start defending, so on and so forth. And usually we'll win the game. But this one, the other team was just well on top of us. I couldn't really do much. I spent a lot of time sort of fighting and grueling. I had a negative KD, I'm pretty sure, for this. It was a tough game, but I still managed to push through. I still managed to get enough kills and a kill to capture ratio, I'll say. A kill to capture ratio to pick up the 10,000 points. And the next one, I actually had to split this filming into about 3 different sessions. I couldn't sit down for one go and do the whole thing, but the next one was also on Zava 311. And then this one was this was a really awesome, grueling match. So this one we were actually down for a lot of the game. I had to push really hard. They just had a lot of the other objectives captured. When it came to like Alpha, Bravo, Echo, even Foxtrot, our home objective for this game, they just had us pinned down big time. And so I was finding I was getting more points working at Delta and Charlie. And just pushing in that underground passage beneath the objectives, sort of connecting them to. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. So there's that underground downstairs passage between Delta and Charlie, and I was just sort of moving in along back and forth under there, and just trying to keep those 2 objectives captured. And in this one, I had to go for a lot more kills. So, although there's not a huge amount there, because I really wanted to display that sort of me moving back and forth between Delta and Charlie, there was more kills in this game than I think in any of the other ones. And we managed to get up to 50,297 as the total. So that's that. I think those are the kind of scores that I think is going to be a bit iffy now. I'm going to have to pick up some good. That's an average of 12,500 points. So it's not a huge difference from the 10,000, but it is another 2,500. So I think that's going to make for much more exciting X4 videos. I think that'll be really cool to do. So I reckon I'm going to pump it up to 50,000, and then I'll see how it goes from there. We'll do a few X4 videos. I'll see if how often do I make it, how often do I not make it. But games like this was really fun. This was really cool because it was such a close game. It was such a grueling game. I really had to find that balance between capturing objectives and going for the kills because there were just that many of them at each objective that me hiding and running around is just not going to work in this game. I really needed to be much more assertive and much more focused, and so I was using a lot of cover. I was trying to stay as hidden as possible, but of course remaining close to the objectives, and the underground passage between Delta and Charlie is the perfect way to do that. And we managed to pick up 14,500 points, so that is really cool. But like I say, we made the 50,000. Thanks for sticking around to the end, guys. TK out. Have a good one.